Hello, welcome to plsql02pro.com. This is Hassan Mir. In previous tutorial we talked about assignment operator. Okay, assignment operator is used to initialize variables and to assign values to variables even after initialization. Okay, in this tutorial I'll talk about assigning expressions. So this is the assignment operator we studied. Like, we put a variable name on the left hand side, we put an assignment operator, and on the right hand side we saw that in previous tutorial you put values on the right hand side. In this tutorial I'll explain you don't have to put values, you can even put expressions on the right hand side. Expressions will be resolved first to a value, and then the final value would be placed in the variable. Okay, for example, here you're just putting 1 in y. In second line you're putting an expression in x. So expression doesn't go in x. X is a box, okay, which can only hold one value. So expression will be resolved to a value. Just keep that in mind. All these variables are like boxes in memory. They can only contain one value. They can't contain the whole expression in themselves. So the expression will be resolved to a value, and the value will go into this x variable. Similarly, this expression x plus y will be resolved first, and the answer will be placed in z variable or z variable. Okay, now you can even use other variables in the expressions. These other variables must be initialized and they must have some value in them so that they can be resolved, and final value can be found out based on the values in these variables. The final value would go into z. Now these are just numbers, right? Numeric examples. You can do the same thing with string variables. Currently we have only studied one function called concatenation. This is a concatenation operator here. There are tons of other string functions that we'll talk about later, but the concept you can grasp even by using the examples of concatenation operator. The only concept we want to grasp is that you can use expressions in assignment operators, expressions while assigning value to the variable through assignment operator. Okay, so here we are combining the value of the values in these two variables. The combined value of the values of these two variables would go in this vname variable. Okay, so again, v first name and v last name must have value at this time, otherwise there'll be a problem. Okay, so let me go to the actual screen. Let me log in to my Oracle Express so that we can write a few programs quickly. SQL commands. Okay, so before I write my PLSQL program, I just create the structure first. So this is the structure of a program. Okay, usually program would have 3 sections, but exception section we are not using at this moment. So I just create the structure so that now it's easy for me to create a program. Okay, so let's create a simple program. Okay, let's declare 3 variables: a of type number, b of type number, and c of type number. Okay, let's put some value like 100 in a. Let's put 200 in b. Okay, so this space is not really compulsory. Okay, it's for ease of reading, ease of visibility. I just put this space here, so you can do like this as well. This is just to explain you that space is not mandatory, but the program should be written in such a way that is easy on the eye. So that was the whole point of the spacing there. So okay, now let me display the value. So dbms output put line is a procedure that we call to display something on the screen. What is a procedure? We'll talk about that in coming tutorials. You will be creating your own procedures as well. The value of a is simply we're displaying value of a here, and value of b is concatenation sign means it's gonna concatenate the value of a with this whole string. Although value of a is a number, but concatenation sign is going to forcefully convert it into a string. So 2 strings will be combined together. Final result will be displayed on the screen. So this is how you can use value in a variable in some procedure like this. Okay. Anyway, so let's run this program. See, the result value of A is 100, the value of B is 200, because we put 100 in A and we put 200 in B. So this is the initialization part, and this we are simply displaying the values here. Okay, so nothing new in this example. That's what you learned in the last tutorial as well. So let's change this value to an expression. So now we are putting an expression in A and we are putting an expression in B. The sum of 150 would go in A, sum of 200 and 150 will go in B. Okay, so I'm just selecting the whole program and pressing Control Enter instead of clicking on Run. Same thing, you either click on Run or do a Control Enter. Control Enter is much easier. You see, now the expression result has gone into these variables. First, the expression has been resolved. Okay, that was the whole point of this tutorial. Now let's introduce another variable C. So we can say A and sum of A and B should go in C, and let's copy this and paste this. So the value of C is, value of A is 150, value of B is 350, value of C is 500, because 150 plus 350 is 500. You can also put a subtraction here. Subtraction. Now the A minus B has been placed in C, which is negative 200. So number can also be negative, is in this number data type. So now I'm gonna put multiplication. So this is a multiplication symbol. You must already know. If not, then you know now. So asterisk is multiplication symbol in programming languages. So see, the sum of some product of A and B has been placed in C now, and this slash is the division symbol in programming languages. Okay, so A divided by B has been placed in C. We are not using a rounding function, so that's why the digits are so long here. Alright, so you got the idea of use of expressions. Let's complicate the use of expressions a bit. So we want to put A plus B divided by 2 times A. So I just came up with this equation. It's not any meaningful expression, right? So I just want to show you that you can use brackets to write complicated equations if you like. So anything is permissible here. Use of brackets or use of another variable. So I can use A here while initializing B, okay, because A is already initialized, but I cannot use B here while initializing A because B is not initialized yet. Alright, so that's pretty much it. Okay, so the take home of this tutorial is you can use expressions while initializing variables, use brackets if your expressions are complicated, and you can also use other variables while initializing new variables. Okay, so in next tutorial we will complicate things a little further. Alright, so gradually you will become an expert in PL/SQL. I see you in next tutorial.